You probably heard this, or maybe even said it yourself. We tried using AI in our law firm, but it honestly doesn't help. And you're not alone. According to a recent survey, 73% of law firms say that their AI tools are not bringing them value. But here's one thing that nobody's talking about. It's not because the AI doesn't work. It's because those law firms are using it wrong or for the wrong purpose, and they have been sold on a shiny promise instead of a real solution. Hi, my name is Rok. For the past few years, as an AI engineer, I've been lucky enough to be working on some of the coolest AI projects, ranging from enterprises to small businesses. Having seen what works for the big players and what doesn't, I'm now taking what I've learned and helping small law firms moving from AI confusion to clarity in a much faster timelines that enterprises do. So in this video, we're gonna break down why so many law firms are disappointed by AI, what AI is actually good at and what it's terrible at, and how to avoid the number one mistake that's wasting your billable hours. So whether you've already tried AI or you're still on the fence, this will give you the clarity that you've been waiting for. Let's get into it. First, don't buy tools before solving the real problem. Most AI tools solve generic problems, but legal teams face very specific bottlenecks. So if you're spending 8 hours a week wrangling with messy PDFs for the same 3 types of cases, fixing just that gets you a lot of time back. If you do the math, that's over 80K a year in lost time sitting on the table. But instead, you get a chatbot, which sounds very smart, but doesn't really help, doesn't solve any problem. So AI that's done right starts with the problem, with the friction, and not with the feature or with the capability of what it can do. Another major myth is thinking that AI only works if it can fully take over the task. So firms expect AI to fully review a contract, extract every clause that is important, and then write a perfect draft. But that's unrealistic. The truth is that you don't need a perfect automation. You just need reduced friction. A small law firm I was working with, a 6-person law firm, wasn't looking to replace lawyer. They were just looking to reduce friction, and that meant automating initial data extraction from client intake forms, file naming, sorting, creating folders, organizing their data for the future, pre-filling document templates, and in the end, creating a draft of an email engagement letter. So that saved them 40 hours a month without any full AI magic. And the pro tip here is that AI that assists is much more valuable than AI that takes over. The third mistake is thinking bigger means better when it comes to AI. Let me explain what I meant. So small law firms a lot of times buy all-in-one big law firm solutions. Those platforms can cost tens of thousands, need consultants, implementation solution engineers, and then still require major behavior changes within the organization. As a 5 to 10 person practice, you don't need new fancy dashboards, logins, whole new workflows. You just need something that makes your current workflow faster and smarter. One of the systems I built for a small law firm integrated directly with their business Gmail and Dropbox accounts. We didn't add any new tools, we just reduced the manual workload. The tip here is that the best AI fits your workflow and doesn't replace it. If this is sounding familiar, I've seen this in countless law firms. I offer a free 30-minute workflow audit to spot these problems fast. Link is below in the description if you want to grab one. Even the smartest system is useless if nobody wants to touch it. I've seen small law firms roll out complex tools without thinking about who's going to teach their people to use it. Will it break how my people are currently doing things? What if it makes a mistake? Just once. What is the consequence? What is at stake? In my experience, the best AI tools aren't just built. It doesn't end there. They also need to get adopted. That means that they're inside the real workflows, that the teams feel confident using them. The results are measurable and obvious. So if you want your people to trust those tools and to use them, Start with something simple and that makes your people's lives easier on day one. So here is what the modern AI, the one that we talk to, does well in a legal context. So classifying and routing the incoming emails from client intake forms, converting your messy data, so PDFs, scans, forms, into structured information that you can use, mapping that information into your predefined templates that you can store and archive in your system, automatically sorting those documents and creating your knowledge management in your preferred storage, and providing the starting points and not the final versions for your routine responses. And here is what AI doesn't do well yet. That would be replacing the judgment-based legal review, then writing flawless legal memos from scratch, and then navigating messy exceptions without any guidance because it was trained on the whole of the internet. So your specific use case, your context in your law firm is not known to AI. And it's not good at ensuring compliance without any human input or verification. So the bottom line here is don't think of AI as your senior attorney. Think of it as your junior assistant. So 4 mistakes that we want to avoid are starting with tools and not with bottlenecks, expecting full automation, buying big law systems, and ignoring team adoption. Look, you don't need a legal AI transformation. You just need to stop making the mistakes that 73% of small law firms are making. The answer is not using the right AI tools, but it's using the AI tools in the right way. You don't want to start with AI or the tools. You want to start with your bottlenecks. So ask yourself, what is taking my people hours every week that could be reduced to minutes? What process is draining time from my people but doesn't require legal skills? And where are the human errors most likely going to creep in because the process is manual and repetitive? And that's your entry point. And if you want help identifying those bottlenecks, so not the hype, but the real friction that is bleeding your team dry right now, book a free AI workflow audit with me, clicking the link in the description below. I'll show you exactly what is costing you time and money and how we can solve it. If this helped you make the mistakes that most small law firms are making, hit the like button and subscribe. And drop a comment if you've tried an AI tool that just didn't stick. See you in the next one.